Nigerians and foreigners resident in the country may have been wondering and trying to hazard a guess about a top-quality biscuit brand that has taken over the market, giving lovers of biscuits something different and deliciously enticing. Beloxxi cream crackers has come to stay as the leading brand, giving everyone who would love to have cream crackers along with tea, coffee or soft drink something irresistible. Beloxxi Industries Limited, Nigeria's principal biscuit manufacturer, has set a record and is now being referred to as a role model for Nigeria's manufacturing sector. Within a few years, Beloxxi cream crackers manufactured by Beloxxi Industries has become a world-class product. At first, people who tasted Beloxxi cream crackers thought it was a foreign product brought into the country by stubborn Nigerians who had refused to comply with the ban on importation of biscuits that was imposed by the Olusegun Obasanjo administration in March 2003. But the reality is that Beloxxi cream crackers is a Nigerian product. It comes with bold Nigerian national colors on the wrap, with a bright blue and orange pack. The product is 100% Nigerian. It is Nigerian-owned, with over 80% of the raw materials sourced from Nigeria. We intend to make Beloxxi cream crackers the best quality Nigeria will ever have, and the ultimate target is to produce about 20 brands with time. These are the words of the President and Chief Executive Officer of Beloxxi Industries Limited, Obi Ezeude, who has put in everything required to produce world-class biscuits. The Beloxxi boss has asserted that he is driven by the passion to always give his best, assuring that Beloxxi Industries is not going to fail Nigerians. In the first part of this spotlight on Beloxxi cream crackers, we highlighted the uncommon features that make Beloxxi stand out among the manufacturing firms in Nigeria, nay Africa. The firm commitment to labor-friendly practices and a pollution-free environment is remarkable and commendable. To underscore this unparalleled feat, let's refer to the provisions of the Nigeria Factories Act No. 16 of 1987, which states in part that every factory shall be kept in a clean state and free from effluvia arising from any drain, sanitary convenience or nuisance, and without prejudice to the generality of the following provisions. Accumulations of dirt and refuse shall be removed daily by a suitable method from workrooms, staircases, and passages. A factory shall not, while work is going on therein, be so overcrowded as to cause risk or injury to the health of the persons employed therein. The Beloxxi management team has kept faith with these provisions, setting great standards and a record that cannot be ignored anywhere in the world.
This is part of the thing that people come here and they get amazed at, as if we are just mad people here. The day the president came, when he entered the gate, he couldn't believe the lush lawns and things like that. But this is the way it's done abroad. You see, when you have heavy casting like this, you have to tone it down with green area. You know, when the IFC people came here, this is the first thing they saw. Wow, they see water, manicured lawn and all this. I said, but this is the way it's done. So we can't be different. Now, this is where Shell gas entered the factory. Okay? And then from here, the gas also, went straight to the kitchen we use in cooking. Okay? Now, this is what qualifies our facility as a green facility. We don't deplete the ozone layer. You can't see any smoke because it burns clean. Okay, so internationally, if Nigeria has started trading on carbon credits, we're supposed to get carbon credit for being an industrial facility that does not emit so much fume to deplete the ozone layer. Yeah. But that is, because we use natural gas in every.
And most of the factories cause lots of pollution.
Around. So you can see you only perceive our aroma. You don't see anything. Yeah. There's no fumes. But our ovens are working. You will see the brilliant blue flames that it emits. Full complete combustion, no problem to the ozone layer.
Nigeria's focus on hydrocarbon production to grow the country's economy in recent years left the manufacturing sector seriously constrained, reducing its gross domestic product (GDP) contribution from 4.21% to 4.19% in 2009 and 2010. Over a period of 10 years, about 850 manufacturing firms either closed shop or reduced capacity utilization, mainly due to challenges relating to poor power supply, transportation constraints, and infrastructure. But Beloxxi Industries Limited, Nigeria's principal biscuit manufacturer, came onto the scene to demonstrate that Nigerian companies can brave the odds and overcome such obstacles. President and Chief Executive Officer of Beloxxi Industries, makers of Beloxxi cream crackers, Obi Ezeude, believes that there is not a single business without challenges, and the duty of the entrepreneur is to face them successfully. Let's share his experience.
This is part of our corporate social responsibility. Now, this is a special sort of radio system we put for the police all around our area. So when armed robbers were really rampaging, so we had to call Siemens to come and put this so that the police can communicate within, say 20, 15 kilometers radius. Yeah, so this is what we have for them as part of our corporate social responsibilities. And we put the masts. So we had to leave this one here so that because we have light here constantly, we generate our own power. So they won't say that, oh, it wasn't working because there was no light.
In the words of the Beloxxi boss, people say that power is the biggest challenge in the manufacturing sector, and I always say it is rather the availability of long-term funding. Ezeude was one of the largest importers of cream crackers in Nigeria, importing about 600 containers annually from Malaysia over 12 years ago. But he ventured into full-fledged manufacturing of the world's finest cream crackers when the Obasanjo administration placed embargo on the importation of biscuits 10 years ago. So, how did he blaze the trail to become the leading biscuit manufacturer in Nigeria?
The whole funding came from me. So little money I saved back, and I started little trading with it. Accumulated some little capital, got into importation of biscuits, and then of course when I started doing very well, first, second, third container, then the bank, then Equity Bank, gave me a little facility to increase the volume of what I was importing. Then I started, doing that gradually, one by one, increasing my volume until Citibank of Nigeria came up with a fantastic product for young entrepreneurs that are into trading that may eventually end into manufacturing. So that was really where I got my break. They gave me a massive line of credit that enabled me to import cream crackers massively into Nigeria to develop the capacity that I used in getting into manufacturing when biscuit was banned.
With a team of about 500 people, Beloxxi recruits staff from the surrounding area and accords prime importance to training them. Employees are given every opportunity and support to improve themselves academically or professionally. Beloxxi is seeking to become a global brand, with tentacles already spread to Ghana. And with Obi Ezeude's noble vision and lofty objectives, Beloxxi is poised to be the premier biscuit exporter from Nigeria to the rest of the world.
This is for safety purposes, that's why it's always locked. It's always only open when we have a day current in and they open it. It's still button operation. This is a highly integrated line. Everything is automatically done. Just matter of placing of lift. It will take the whole 600 kg of dough up onto the feeder and tip it up there. Then from there, what we now see is cutting, sizing and sheeting will go on. From the hopper, the whole lump of dough will be cut into bits by a cutter, and each bit that is cut passes through a metal detector. Through magnetic vibration, if there's any metal strip or metal strand in the dough, it will be detected, and once it detects, alarm gives off. So So the operators within this unit will be on the alert. Once alarm gives off, these belts will disengage and open up. That metal lump or the lump of dough that contains a metal strip will fall into this. Yes. The operator comes, dissect it, and pick out whatever is the problem and refeed the dough, and the operation concludes from there. So bit by bit, we have dough coming into the hopper. And this hopper, they'll be fused together, or possibly we call it technically sheeting, into a flat layer this way. What we have here is a continuous layer of dough. Now we have to engage the laminator. Laminator will fold it into different layers and still fuse it back. You see what's going on? Through the scrap, any excess dough, they take it back to the hopper for the operation to continue. What goes on here, this wrapping unit, you can see we have different layers folded together. This will just help us to achieve some sort of flakiness in our product. If you use just a continuous layer to bake your product, you still have your cream crackers, but the texture is going to be hard. But with this, it will be flaky. When you break it open, you see like a spongy, surface inside. This is where it is being formed. You can see we have the layer again, a continuous one, but this is now different from the first one. The first one was continuous. Here is like an infusion of different layers. Now we come down here, we're just what's just going on here, just reduction of the thickness until we get the exact thickness we require to bake our biscuits. We come down to this, it's about 0.7 millimeter thickness is what we use for cutting, yes, for the thickness of the biscuit. Now what goes on here, we create like a repo just to have the dough relaxed. At this point, considering the speed of this belt, this dough is stretched. And it is stretched. If you use it to bake your biscuits, once you cut it, you can't get intended shape. Maybe you wanted to have a square, it will end up a rectangle. Maybe you wanted like a circle, you have like an ovoid thing. But with this, the dough is relaxed. Whatever shape you have in mind, once you cut it, you have it. You can see this and that are different. This is stretched, here it is relaxed. So at this point now, we have the embosser and the cutter. The embosser will give a Docker hose just for the passage of leavening agents when the biscuits get into the oven. And again, it will imprint the company's logo. While we have the cutter, which we call the dough piece, before it moves into the oven. So at this point, whatever thing we want to play around with the nature, the texture, the appearance of our dough, we can do it. If we want to cut it circle, cut it like rectangle, triangle, whatever, we do it here. And anything we want to print on top, happy birthday, good day Nigerians, we can do it at this point. So here we have the scrap, goes back again to the hopper and recycle operation, nothing gets lost. So now here we have the dough piece going into the oven, called hybrid oven. You have less physical input. Once it is preset, operation goes on, and we have a panel down there to control every operation within the line. So we're just going to transverse the oven. The oven is divided into 5 compartments. We have zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3 is basically for product, texture formation. Let's see, it's flowing through it. Whatever flue gas that comes out of this operation, very clean. It has a very less impact on the environment. And on our product too, we don't have a product with sooting on top. It's just clean and very hygienic for consumption.
And I'm just seeing only Nigerians here. So you are just telling us that Nigerians can actually do this for you?
Of course.
There was a particular time immigration people came.
Yes.
They were trying to tell them there's no expatriate here. They said that no, they're not convinced. Then we took them around. They were amazed. It's not a Nigerian operation.
But I'm actually surprised. I only see factories with either Indians or Lebanese or Chinese or Koreans.
Because we believe that it's only foreigners that can do this thing for us in Nigeria, and that's not true. Nigerians can do this operation. There's no machine here. These are the latest. What we use here is what they use in America, Australia, the whole of Western Europe. It's the same, Japan. So it's just a thing of teaching our people. This is what we talk about technology transfer. It's not reading prepared speech. We have to practicalize it. These are young Nigerian kids operating machines, but people make us think that it's so impossible. We must get an expatriate. Which expatriate? These machines are user-friendly, and this is what technology transfer is all about. We must institutionalize it and make sure our people touch these machines, know how to use them, so that we can have something to pass to the next generation. Otherwise, we cannot industrialize. Now, this is the admin department for the factory area. They coordinate all administrative, functions in the factory. Okay. This is our internal control office. Her duty is to make sure that everybody complies with all the set down rules, the procedure and processes. Okay. She's almost like our chief control officer. Okay. This is our sales and marketing department. They also handle programs around here. Schools that invite us for special events, we go and give biscuit to the kids and everything. Yeah. But really their job is to deal with the bulk, the heavy sales to distributors across the nation. So all our distributors are taken care of here. This is Chidi, our accounts madam. This is Mercy. This is our big boss, Simon. This is our big boss, Joseph. This is Franklin. This is Neka. Well, we try to remember them, because if you don't remember them, there's no money. They will bounce all your checks. Yes. Chidi is the head of their accounting. He's a chartered accountant. What they do essentially here is to make sure that all our IT-related activity, from our internet, our ID card, our clocking for our factory staff, are all coordinated here. Okay? Now we have servers here that we're going to see in a minute, and we'll explain the functions to you. This is our server room. These are all our server rack with all our server, and this is where we coordinate all our PABS system, all our emails, and integration from the factory. Now, this is very critical for us, because all our machine inside is IT compliant. If the engineers are having any problem, we can give a live ISP to our manufacturer in Italy. They can call up our machine and troubleshoot with the engineers. So that is why this is very, very critical for us. It's our engine room. You make the job very easy so that you can troubleshoot. With modern machines, it's all IT, infrastructure. It's no longer as mechanical as it used to be. Yeah. This is what we call the race floor. So all the wire that came from all different parts of the compound are all under here, all buried here. So, and it's all fire resistant, or they call it fire retardant. It's fireproof, and the rest of them. So of course, we have the manual batteries for backup in case of power failure inverters.